Did you come over here single?
I came with my girl at the time, 79. Next year, I came alone with lyric beat, kind of music, the new movement.
Yeah. What people have you hosted on the island over the years?
I mean, if I tell you names, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sir Paul McCartney, Bob Geldof, Tony Pike, sure. I've been hanging a lot with Tony Pike's. George Michael.
Yeah.
I remember when they've been shooting the video at Tony Pike's hotel and Tony Pike's mixing his cocktail and his own bar.
Anyone from around the world who's a main face, a celebrity, all go through you? Uli, welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it. It's lovely to have a rock star of Ibiza on here.
Yeah, come on.
Let's roll all the way back. When's the first time you came to Ibiza?
I arrived on Ibiza, and I remember very well. Was on June 16, 1979. That was 2 days before my birthday. And since then, I celebrate my birthday on the island. So it's 45 years
So
now.
you've been on the island for 45 years?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And the first 10 years, I just been back and forth between Zurich, Ibiza, and then Hamburg, where I've been working because at that time I was working in the music industry for EMI Records Switzerland. And then I start to promote my own parties and everything. So it was between. And then after 10 years, I thought that now it's enough. I want to live here. At that time, where the season was quite long, like now, we got this kind back in 7-8 months season because also we had short season before the COVID and like this, and 3-4 months. And
what was Ibiza like back in the 80s, 90s, noughties, 2010s, 2020s? You must have seen the island completely change. What have you seen?
Oh yes.
What have you seen?
This was a kind of freedom, kind craziness, no Lord. When you came here, it's the same. Wow, this is the place where you can do everything. Be yourself, going out and nobody say anything or who you are, where you come from, like this. A kind of freedom. I never had this before.
So it's pure freedom and no rules and no laws on the island.
You can imagine I'm coming from a country like Switzerland.
Yeah.
And it's a country is quite quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet. You know, you have no noise after midnight, like there's no airplane flying over the country like that. But coming here was wow, and special. Like now you hear the ocean, this freedom like this, and peace and love. And I came end of 70, still you have this feeling of the hippie movement from the 60s, still. And there was 1 year after Bob Marley had his concert over here.
Did he?
With his famous Babylon on Bus.
Yeah.
I remember opened the, the double album where he always wanted have on a world tour and also Europe, but especially in Europe, he want to have one concert in Ibiza.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was on the bull ring of Ibiza on the 79.
Yeah,
they don't exist more, but at that time, and yes, I missed that because my idea was to come on 78.
Yeah,
but through my work and everything, I changed to over to 79.
Yeah.
But this is the year I came.
How would you explain the 80s on the island?
The 80s. Well, the 80s before the Balearic start, the Balearic beat kind of music, the new movement.
Yeah.
Because when I came on the end of 70 was still the rock island.
Yeah.
You know, still you feel the footstep of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
They've been hanging around here where they shoot the movie over here, more. More where the soundtrack was by Pink Floyd. Those guys, or Jimi Hendrix been hanging around here the Stones and all those people. There was still this kind of the rock island. We called the rock island. And then 72 and 80s, they started the new, with the disco, music, soul, when they start with the new wave, new romantic. Before Paul Oakenfold, Nicky Holloway, Danny Rampling, all those people came on the island before that. And so I came into the new movement, in the right time.
That must have been magical times.
Oh,
magical.
Oh, I don't know what I can tell you, because it was like, I mean.
Did you come over a single?
Yeah. Okay. Well, single. I came with my girl at the time, 79. But next year, after the 1980, I came alone with a good friend of mine. Yes, because there was something on over here. I have to see that as single. And since when you come on the island, even today, the new generation, is one thing you always. When you feel that the freedom, this magic, and no place in the world you see so many beautiful people and ladies and girls. Nowhere. I mean, been traveling a lot in the world. You can go to the exotic place, there, Brazil, everywhere. But you come to Ibiza, one man, 10 ladies. It's incredible. Until today. And I'm lucky. I have a very special job. And I've been working in lucky being working through my job in many great places. Like I've been working for Leo before. And
that used to be El Divino back in the day, wasn't it?
Right.
And now Leo, the restaurant.
It's always been a very special
club.
place. Oh, beautiful
club. And we used to get a boat there. Amazing.
It is. It is. And, working there quite century for 8 years.
So you worked at El Divino or Leo for 8 years?
Leo. In Divino, I have been promoting my own party at that time. In the 80s and beginning the 90s. After Amnesia, I've been promoting my own parties.
How would you explain to the listener Amnesia nightclub?
Amnesia nightclub. Well, what Amnesia say, you lost, you remember many things, much. Amnesia. At that time when you came to Amnesia, I mean, one thing, all the clubs at that time, they have no roof. Roof. Even Pasha.
Was that 92? The law changed? Was it
right around there. That was when Ibiza 92 was, where the MTV been doing the show worldwide, where Duran, all this, the Sputniks came and all the names of the 80s bands and everything been acting there, and where Fred Mercury with Mozzarella Cavalier.
Freddie Mercury come on the island. Did you ever come across Tony Pike?
Oh, Tony Pike, sure. I've been hanging a lot with Tony Pikes, and also the children of Tony Pikes. Been hanging out with them, and but in the end more with the father, with Tony Pikes himself. Tony Pike's his father. Tony Pike's father. I mean, with him. But I met also his children.
Amazing.
And Tony Pikes, he was one of the latest Playboy, from the Playboy area, like Günther Sachs and all those people at that time, the real gentlemen, Playboys. Tony Pikes, who makes all women in the world, all, dream come true, everything, And he's a very special gentleman. He's one of the really latest, how you say?
Iconic legend of the island, maybe.
It is, And if you've been hanging out in Tony Pike's hotel, all the celebrities at that time, from Charles Bronson, Julio Iglesias, Harrison Ford, all The
All of
famous
them.
one, yeah.
George Michael.
George Michael, Fred
Yeah.
Mercury, yeah, especially George Michael.
Yeah.
I remember when they have been shooting the video, one of the first video they done, Club Tropical,
Yeah.
that a lot of people, they saw the video been shooting in the Caribbean somewhere, but there was not in the Caribbean, it was midnight in Ibiza at Tony Pike's Hotel, the famous swimming pool, the most famous swimming pool ever.
In the world.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
And Tony Pike's mixing his cocktail and his own bar. It was himself.
Yeah.
And I remember once when they came in the night visiting Amnesia, and I had my own bar, my first bar. I rented at that time in Amnesia. They've been hanging out on the bar, in my bar, the Wham and George Michael and his partner. And what a night, because, well, as soon a friend of camp on the bar, throwing this special cocktail out, to everyone, like 20 liters of special cocktails,
Yeah.
Well, 1 hour later, everyone being with George Michael and the Wham flying around on the dance floor and like, happy days.
Happy
Ibiza.
days.
Yeah.
Happy days. Have you got a moment that you spent with Tony Pike that really stands in your mind?
Oof, a lot, yeah.
A lot.
No, one special when he present his book.
Yeah.
His book before he left us.
Yeah.
He called me over and said, come and when it's the launch of his club, his book.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then we spoke about the time, and it's funny, he remembered so many things, even in this age.
Yes.
He remembered everything. So speak clear to me and say, remember, Uli, we'll be hanging out, and you came often to my place and like this, and hang around and with my kids and everything, and say, yeah, sure, I remember that, like this. And all those stories that he told in the book, you can read it. Yeah. And I remember just over the COVID time, I just opened all those books that I got from my friends, and I read his book again. I mean, it's
amazing, right?
And then to be part of his story and talking about the old time and remind me myself, we hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Amazing.
Unforgettable, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's your movement been then for work-wise on the island? How are you earning money? What's been your businesses over the last 30, 40 years?
My business, well, as public relation.
Yeah.
And thanks, I started my career first in Switzerland working for EMI Records.
Yeah.
And then I started, because I always loved music.
Yeah. So Uli, you become like a massive face on the island very quickly. What did Coup and Amnesia offer you at the time?
Well, since they find out that I attract a lot of people, because I remember when one night I was in a Coup and at the Cocoloco bar, the famous Cocoloco bar at that time, and Brasilio came, Brasilio Oliveira, for me one of the biggest ever promoter in the world. I learned a lot about him. He invites the La Troya party, the famous La Troya party. So he came over to me and say hi, and I say hi, and I say, oh, can I invite you a drink? And I say, yeah, and I say, yes, sure, thanks. And I say, and from today on, you never pay a drink more. And I wonder, why? Why? I can buy my own drink. And say, look back behind you, all those beautiful people, everyone, all gays, everyone, drag queens, all kind of people. I mean, and I turn around and say, they're all because here, I've been watching you, and you attract incredible people. You don't see but this. And then I saw, okay, thanks. And really since then, when I came in Coup, I never pay any drinks more. Even Pasha, at that time, they offer me always on the VIP a seat there, and me and one of the other people too. There've been 2-3 people, kind of like me, some personality or Czech people. I don't know this at that time. I was 20 plus or something. I have to learn that. So they put me a bottle of champagne and drink just to look good and everything. So in the end, they find out that and they offer me an amnesia bar. So to attract people, because me been attracting other kind of people. And at that time already, Ibiza being people hanging out from 40 different nationalities, from different countries in the world. So then start my second career after working in my records in Switzerland, to own my own bar and have people working for me, especially those 2 models. They want to work for me and say, beautiful looking guys, and say, why not? I cannot pay you a lot, but no, it's just for fun a little bit, to meet some people. And then, because they've been modeling for Kenzo, for Armani and all those. I mean, quite doing a lot of money as modeling. So, and then I have 7 people working for me, and the bar started work so well. And my bar was the only bar inside, because the rest of the bar had been outside without roofs, and at the time in Almeida. And there was the time when DJ Alfredo started his career. And this was the time before space. That was the time was no after hour exist there. Before people know how to write after hour, what's mean after hour. Because we've been the club open quite around the clock. Amnesia was always open to 5, 6 in the afternoon, and to the less people or human being being left the Amnesia. So, and at that time, where clubs have only one DJ, Alfredo for Amnesia, Jose Padilla for the Sunset, and Café del Mar, Cesar Melero for Club Q, DJ Pipi for Pasha. There was not 10 DJs or like, the lineup like we have today. Those people. And I mean, and if somebody been sick, so, well, what then? So it happened sometimes that DJ Alfredo was so sick, he couldn't have more. You can imagine 7 days a week, playing hours for hours, like this. Happened once, Alfredo, he couldn't do more, and at 4 or 5 in the morning, he left the club. 3,000-4,000 people without DJ, and I said, what's going on? So, and some people playing bongas and everything, keeping on, say, Alfredo, pam, 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 Alfredo, why are you? So the owner of Amnesia, I have to go home and bring it Alfredo back after 1.5 hours. So he come back, and then it's like people going mad. Like the God got back on the island, and be playing. So this was the start, Alfredo being like legend. And until then, were people like Paul Oakenfold, all the youngster from England, Nicky Holloway, Danny Rampling, Alex Cole, all those people came to the island wondering what's going on here. I mean, you can see how my haircuts up to telling the people I was in the middle of this place, my place. And then when they saw this, what's going on? I mean, somebody's playing music, like starting with the Pink Panther, playing music from Argentina, tango, with new wave, with disco, with new romantic, with soul music, a mixture, and then reggae, playing in a very eclectic kind of style. Then he came up to what they call now in England, Balearic beat. What all the I say the youngster, Paul Ockeball, all of them find out. Oh, that sounds really interesting. We can bring this to England. So that's where the the time start in the 80s, beginning, middle of the 80s. And then don't forget Summer of Love, 86.
Yeah.
Love, Smiley. Smiley came back from the 60s, the Smiley, in a new version. You know, when the first happy things happened to the island or camp, you know.
And how did it change in the 90s for you?
Well, in the 90s, another big change, because there in the 90s, what those young men, or I told you, Paul Oakenfold and Rampling, Nicky Oliver, took over here with what they find out, the magic thing happened here with those DJs here, and especially from Missy Alfredo, took all to England, to London, to where they came, and then they start a new area, like they coming back, all the promoters, like Mano Mission, then Ministry of Sound, Renaissance, all those people started to come. So the big promoter, the first promoter, because we don't have this kind of nights with the promoters. We have motors like White Party or Mr. Tanga parties or Miss Tanga parties or Black and White or what else, you know, this kind of events, parties. So in the 90s, start a new area with the promoters. And then, well, new things can happen then.
And then you must have saw a massive influx of more British coming onto the island.
A lot. A lot British. Because Ibiza always been very international. I mean, when I came on the island, there already been people, especially a lot of Argentinian, French people, German, Swedish, Dutch people. We already have a lot at the time. And already over 30 nationality people that are coming, they came from all around the globus. But especially with the British invasion, we say, with the promoter, everything, they changed a lot.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way, and just in a new...
In a different way, is it?
In a different way. Very interesting. And then this is where the big business started.
Yeah.
Like promoter. Even me, I remember, then we also started with the idea, say, look at this, they are coming, bringing people like this, because myself, with other people sitting in an afternoon, have fun and talking about nice girls and about music. And then at the end of season, and a lot of people say, oh, the season's starting to be ending. Oh, we have to come back, you know, to our country like this. Oh, and already talking about next year when we see each other, like birds, when always moving season to season, you know, like it's time to move back home. And then we came in an idea in a round table, drinking some beers, you know, like this, and I say, we should stay here like this. And some of the people, I mean, we stay here. But we came with the idea, we don't bring Ibiza, do them where they're coming from. Like in a reunion, like Ibiza reunion. And they say, well, that's a funny idea. So we've been in Italian, I was a Dutch guy, me a Swiss, English guy, and everything, sitting around with like 20 nationality. We came with the idea, and then my friend Mauro Bondi, he started to say, I want to do Ride White this year, you know? And 1 or 2 months later, he done the first Ibiza reunion and Rimini, there where the season getting over, the summer season.
Yeah.
He makes possible, and he make the first Ibiza reunion for Italy.
Yeah.
Ibiza reunion, Italy.
Brilliant.
Brought all those people, and he invite us and everything. And we've been quite interesting. And I want to see that, how he's doing that. And you don't believe, he rent 2-3 hotels And people came from all Europe and all the Italians, they've been hanging out in Ibiza to this party. There were 3 days parties. 3 days parties with all the teachers from Ibiza. Yeah. Alfredo, Cesar Melero, all for the clubs. He took all over to Italy. It was unforgettable. Even the hotel owner, he was wondering, what's going on here? Where those people coming? They never saw so funny, strange people over here. Nothing to do with Rimini, Italian, beautiful people, hanging fashion people. Totally madness. People, he was wondering, where are they coming from? Ibiza, where is this? Yeah, in the Mediterranean, the island, with all the crazy, the madness. Those people hanging out. But he never thought what's going on there. So, and it was totally a new kind of movement, reunion. So I saw when he can do that, so I tried this for Zurich in Switzerland.
Oh, you took it to Zurich, did you?
And you don't believe it came like, wow. And since then, I have a name in Switzerland, even today, after 35 years, because I will celebrate this year, my 35 years I'm doing these events.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I want to do my last one. There are already people calling me over say, your last one? No, Uli, you can't do the last one. Even TV station, newspaper, everything already, this really is true. Because I start very small in a small club called Roxy. At that time, Roxy was very famous in Zurich at that time, in the 80s, opened in 83. And my first party was 93. 10 years of Roxy, so I asked him if I can do that. And 82 was that. 1992, sorry about it, 1992. So I done my first Ibiza reunion. And it was incredible. Incredible how was that big. I brought DJ Pipi, one of the DJ of Ibiza. Then I took one of the DJ from Zurich, to combine that. It was so successful and it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And then for Switzerland to fill a club for 2,000 people is quite huge because it's a small country at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then it's getting so big. So I was promoting Ibiza as ambassador outside. So everyone's been doing in Europe. So that Ibiza reunion Amsterdam, Ibiza reunion in England, they had, I think, in 2 different area in England. So even America been doing Ibiza reunion. So they came big. And then, so this is part that Ibiza came global. Yeah. Huge, big. And also with the big promoters and all. But they start everything with the end of 80s and the 90s with the big, especially English promoters, So it's incredible how spilled up like this. Yeah. And now I can tell you, this is every 10 years in Ibiza is a change.
Okay.
But next year, 2025, will be an explosion, I tell you.
Why do you think there's going to be a big change next year?
Very special big change, like a earthquake.
An earthquake?
Because that already, we've been talking about Club Q and Privilege. Yeah. And the same club was closed like 3 years. And then came COVID and everything. Yeah. So now those people from High Club Ushuaia, without telling names, the main owner of the island. Faces, he took this place over and put a lot of money, and they are powerful, big. Yeah. And they want to open next year.
Have they got a name for the club?
They have a name of the club. You can read this everywhere. You see black in white.
What's it called? What's it called?
Universe.
Universe.
don't want to promote for them for free.
No.
I want to promote for my own club.
Yeah.
Club.
Would you feel
Club
that's
Chinois? What I'm
Chinois.
doing. Yeah.
That's a wonderful club. I had Danny Whittle on the podcast.
Yes.
Very good man.
I love to work with him.
Yeah.
Danny Whittle is one of the biggest. Yeah. We've been quite a lot of years hanging out in the island.
Sure.
And
He's been over a good 20 odd years, hasn't he?
Yeah. And
30
and
years.
work with him is incredible.
Yeah.
He's
bang on the ball.
Oh yes.
And he's straight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I really love to work with him.
Yeah.
Really.
So going back to that club universe, why do you think it's going to change the whole dynamics of Ibiza? Do you think the capacity? Do you know what the capacity is going to be?
Well, be sure.
It's going to be big. We know.
He always was the biggest in the world. In Guinness Book of Record, the biggest in the world. And
it was. And do you know what that was?
Until now, it's still the biggest club closed, not open like.
And what was the capacity back in the day? Do you know?
Over 10,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of people in a closed room
with a swimming pool and everything.
Yeah.
2 floors and huge.
Yeah,
and you can imagine when they open that, will be the same on a little bit more maybe.
Yeah.
Be sure.
Do you think there'll be a lot of panic in other clubs around the island, thinking this could clear up?
Yeah, a little bit panic. Some clubs should have a little bit panic because we know already that they are really into it. They want to have the best personnel, people, best waiters, best like this. I mean, they're already looking for who is who on the DJ world. World of DJ, big names,
and locking them in, making sure they get residency.
I mean, who got paid more? You can imagine. So some clubs they really have to maybe stand up and say, "Oh, well, we have to work again." Not like our place is working. You know, I mean, maybe you should stand up and say. Do your best job as a promoter, or
or you could lose out.
Which
clubs on the island do you think potentially it could have an effect on?
Not we, because I tell you, Club Chinois, we're really happy. We're quite a very young club. Club Chinois is 3 years old.
And it's a nice size capacity, 1,000, 1,200, is it?
1,200, yeah.
It's a lovely size capacity.
1,200, and when with moving, you can be to 1,600.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of the golden triangle of Ibiza, next to Pasha, Leo, and all that. And the best restaurant area.
You got Zuma next door, isn't it?
Tuma. Then we have Novikova, we have Cipriani's, and many others, nice ones, for Mayfairs. But talking about Club Chinois, where I'm very proud to work, because it reminds me, since I'm working there, every night when I go into the club, it reminds me Studio 54. You don't believe it?
Yeah.
Because I've been hanging out twice in Studio 54 when I was young. I'm still asking me how they let me in because I want to go in this club. I was young, long hair, and don't ask me how I was looking. I was dressed up, but they let me in. And this light, this wow effect. It's a beautiful club, attracting everyone who comes to Club Chinois. Is like, wow, this club. And we really can all with the other ones. We are really world-class club. Sound system, the light system, and what is important, if our guests come to the club, and if you're coming tonight and you want to ask for a glass of champagne or that your gin tonic, and you come back 1 week later to the barman and say, "Oh, you are back."
You're back.
That's
important.
Dutch,
Special touches.
You are back. Gin tonic, right? He will remember you to drink, and that's many other clubs, and we have this club, and we want to keep these people working, and because there are some they wanna, I'm sure, looking for good personnel, but they don't want to cut us because we cut we work in a good place and we got good paid.
Who's the owner of Chinois?
He's a very incredible, nice gentleman from England. And he owns the club.
What's his name?
The Sid.
Yeah.
Sid. I'm sure you know Chinois Park Chinois in London. And it's the same owner. And yes, and we love to work with him. A great gentleman, yes. It reminds me a lot of the Pasha owner or before Ricardo Urgel.
Yeah.
He was a gentleman.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him, before he sold it, Pasha, to a international investment, and
Yeah.
But time changing.
Times change. You've got to change with the times, and you've certainly changed with the times over the last 40 years of being on the island.
Oh yes, I saw a lot of change. I came like as 20, and now you can imagine. I don't tell you my age.
What's your day to day these days? What's your lifestyle day to day on the island?
My lifestyle. Well, my lifestyle.
I know you like your champagne.
I love champagne. Well, at my age, I like to eat good, especially with my lady, going out with my lady.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that a lot of nice restaurants, and we have a lot good restaurants in Ibiza. I mean, years ago, we always had the best club in the world. We still have the best club in the world. But now we can say we have one of the best restaurants in the world.
Which club would you say was the best club in the world for you?
Club Chinois.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, yes.
I'm looking forward to going. We're going tomorrow night.
I invite you.
Yeah, wonderful.
I invite you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
You on my VIP list,
wonderful.
be sure.
Good man.
Yes.
Good man. What's the island like if you were to explain Ibiza to someone who's never been here, if they came here in the summer of 2024?
Well, still today, in a world that we live, sometimes very sad, what's happened in the world, too many bad things. And then you come to the island, a magic island like this, and you see all the happy people together. 40 nationalities, and in all colors, and all kind of people, with a smile in their face. Then I ask me, why we cannot live all the same in an old another place in the world? Why you have to come here to see that it's possible? That's makes me a little bit sad and sometimes happy to still exist, and this exists here. And everyone who comes the first time here in Ibiza, he will see that, and that's make a little bit hope that,
What a life you've lived.
Yes, and I still live in a good life.
What a life. What a
Yeah.
life. What a great move from you to have the foresight in the late 70s to get to Ibiza when no one really knew much about Ibiza, and for you to stay here this amount of time and create your own lifestyle and create your own wealth and your own jobs and the people and the contacts and your lovable character.
Yeah, I try. I believe in myself, and I don't know, something I say. I had a lot of people in Switzerland. Can you imagine Switzerland where you're all straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a good job. I mean, living in Switzerland, high quality,
Expensive as well, right?
expensive.
Yeah.
We have more to the highest lifestyle in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a good money, a lifestyle, insurance, everything is perfect. But sometimes it's something more. I mean, the difference is there you live to work, but I want to work for live. You know, like that. And a lot of people say, Uli, you sure you want to do that like this? But I want to see more.
Yeah.
But Ibiza give me this freedom, this openness. This feeling in the air, you know. It's like always you say in New York. If you got your dream, you got in New York.
Yeah.
This the same happened. This feeling here in Ibiza, and well, I'm still here, and my dream comes true, and
Amazing. And your wife, children?
I have a son. I just when I woke up today, I just saw he's posting something nice in Instagram. He's in Hollywood now.
Is he?
Yes, he's a young, good-looking boy, 22. He just finished his acting school in Hamburg, in Germany. And now his dream is to go to Hollywood and continue his acting school in Hollywood, in California, and try his luck. He's young, good-looking, and well, I wish him most the best. And I see that, and he's going his dream.
Yeah.
Like I done.
Yeah.
So I support him where we can. Also the mother, we are happy about him, and we see what's happened. I told him once maybe he got famous, so he invites me then to the best restaurant in Ibiza. I choose the restaurant. Yeah. Until now, we pay the rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you never know. But I want to say, you know, a dream. You have to have a dream.
Yeah. But what a nice to have a dad like you to give him the freedom to go and do what he wants to do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your wife?
My wife? Well, my wife, he's also had his dream. She's been traveling a lot around on the world when she was younger. And then, well, she's an architecture, you say,
yeah.
And she also lives on the island. Her dream comes true, and she's selling beautiful houses to nice clients, villas to Ibiza. And so she also going his dream, and we have quite the same clients, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm selling the beautiful VIP tables, and she the houses. Yeah, you know what I mean?
How have you seen Ibiza change with the prices jump up huge amounts over the last 6 years? They pretty much doubled, and some of them around the island. How have you seen that change over the years? What year was the biggest jump for villas?
Villas, well, villas. I don't know. I have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
Well, Ibiza had always been in a high prices, especially the villas. High. The quality got much better, the villa like years ago. But if not, Ibiza never really been cheap. I mean, especially in the if we're talking about the clubs prices, like even the 90s, they start be really like going high when the big promoters came like this, and big
DJs buying
the DJ like
this.
this. I remember even Pasha, those times you paid already 10,000 pesetas.
Yeah.
You know, there was like 9,100 Swiss francs, like, I don't know, 80 pounds already then, like this. But also I remember, sure, young hanging out on the naked beaches on Ibiza, and for 250 pesetas, have a nice beer and a big sandwich like this big, and happy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember this time too. We've been happy with them.
Yeah.
And maybe with the entrance, maybe 1,000 or the 800 pesetas entrance. But you know, I told you before, I got lucky. My personality, I never have to pay.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What I love about you is your openness, your kindness, and also anyone from around the world who's a main face, a celebrity, all go through you. What a nice feeling that must be.
Oh, it is. Yeah, sure. I just came inside there. Sometime I mean, since they offered me this incredible job in Leo, I could not believe. Then I'm a fan of movies.
Yeah.
And that I will have the chance to meet all those people and hosting those people.
Yeah.
I mean, if I tell you names.
What people have you hosted on the island over the years?
I could not believe it. Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sir Paul McCartney, Bob Geldof. Oh, what a man, Bob Geldof. I've been hosting Roger Taylor from the Queen, all those people. I remember once I asked if to have a picture, with Bob Geldof. I say, yeah, sure. And we're talking about like this. And then I remind him when he was recording I Hate Mondays by Happy Mondays at the time, because they've been recording in San Carlos in Ibiza. So I started talking with him like this. And then after the night when he left, and I go with him to the door, and then we go down to the step and looking back and say, Ule, fucking, how do you remember all this? I just realized that you know more about it than myself. That I've been recording here, that I've been hanging out and with the Putam Rats, like the band. So people realize, and I'm into that thing because I like movies. So I know what kind of movie they've been shooting or doing, or through working for EMI Records. I know the story behind. So, and like this, or especially when Johnny Depp. I mean, Johnny Depp, sometimes when you're hosting him, I remember when he was sitting there for dinner, it looks like he just came from the movie, because he was dressed up like the pirate, like this, and quite okay, you know what I mean? To have to help him to going to the toilet because could not move really alone. But but he was acting like he was himself. Yeah, the pirate. He's acting. And well, you're into this. Oh, I never forget when Sean Penn. Yeah. And that time when he had the Oscar. Yeah. And the same time, Leonardo DiCaprio was in the underside of the table of the Leo area, and being hanging out with him, and we've been drinking whiskey, and hey, Ule, and then looking, oh, that's my friend. We're still waiting for his Oscar.
Brilliant.
Yeah, like this. This. It was before he had the Oscar. Yeah. And so you're into the dead, and I make them feel like they are at home in my home. Yeah. In my home. And then, or you have 75, 80 old ladies coming with full of jewelry, gold, and you will come here and say, good evening, lady. Welcome to Leo, like this, and say, oh, young man, like this. With something like, you want, then invite me for a dance later on for the 80 old ladies, and I say, sure, darling, So you have to make them
feel like special,
like home. So that's my job. Yeah, that's my job.
Ule, unbelievable life. Unbelievable life. That's a serious, eventful life you've lived and are living. And you are Mr. Ibiza. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you very much. And thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
And talking to you is my pleasure.
You're a good man.
Thank you very much.
Good man, Ule. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, see you tomorrow at the club.
See you at the club, 100%. Yeah. Woo! Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Can you do us a favour and subscribe to the channel? It's totally free and it massively helps our show. Cheers guys.